Hi everyone. In this screencast, we're going to look at examples and how we can understand examples in texts. So, what do examples do? Examples relate to what we call a general idea, and then they give us examples of things that we know to help us understand that general idea. So, if we're talking about fruit, if we see the example of apple, oranges, and grapes, these are the examples, and this is our general idea. Or in this case, our general idea is emotions, and our examples are anger, sadness, and jealousy. So if we don't know what fruit is, but we know what apple, oranges, and grapes are, we can understand the meaning of fruit. And the same here. If we know what anger is, or sadness, or jealousy, then we can understand the meaning of emotions. So, what do we mean by a general term? And what does it look like in a text? If we have a sentence like this, we're looking for three things. We're looking for our general term, we're looking for our examples, and we're looking for what we call a signal or a marker that helps us see the general idea and the examples. Let's read the sentence. Mass communication, such as radio, television, and newspapers. I know what radio is, I know what television is, and I know what newspapers are. So all of these must be mass communication. Okay, so mass communication, such as radio, television, and newspapers, became very powerful in the 20th century. So by using the examples, I can understand what mass communication is. Let's look at another one. The aim of social sciences, I don't know what that is. E.g., don't know what that is, but that's in between. So that's probably some kind of marker or signal of an example. Economics, I know what that is. Sociology and psychology. Okay, economics, sociology, and psychology. They're a kind of science. They all deal with something that has to do with social. So let me read. What do they do? What's the aim? To better understand human behavior. So, by looking at this, I can understand that there are at least three kinds of social sciences. Now we're going to look at different kinds of markers that will help us see the general terms and the examples. First, we want to look at what we call signal words. And these are, for example, for instance, such as, like, and this funny thing called e.g., which is Latin for exempli gratia, but it sounds like egg, example. So when we see it, we know that there's going to be an example. Here's a sentence with the word such as. There are many different kinds of religions. I don't know what that word means. Such as Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, and Islam. Okay, all of these are different kinds of religions. Such as gives me the examples. If you want to learn a new language, you can, for instance, or for example, take a course or go live in the country where it's spoken. Here, our examples aren't just one word, they're longer. Take a course, go live in a country where it is spoken, and those tell us ways that we can learn a new language. Here we have that EG. The purpose of hard science. What's hard science? Chemistry, geology, biology. Okay, I know what that is. The purpose of hard science is to understand the physical world. So I see the EG, I see the for instance, and I see the such as, and I know that there are going to be examples afterwards that will help me understand the general term. In this case, religion, examples, how to learn a new language, examples, hard science, and my examples, chemistry, geology, and biology. There are other ways also. Sometimes punctuation, a comma, a dash, or a parenthesis can help us see examples. Let's look. Linguists. But I see here and I see here. So I know that the example or the kind of definition might be in between. So linguists, scientists who study language, are interested in the history of language, not just its grammar. Here, I see dashes, here and here. In Sri Lanka, there are different tropical fruits. Okay, what are tropical fruits? I don't know. Pineapple, coconut, mangosteen. I don't know what that is, but I know what coconut is, and I know what pineapple is. So those are enough to help me understand what tropical fruits are. Here we see parentheses. When we feel an emotion, there are several physiological, bodily. Okay, that's an example of responses. So these help me see that there is an example. And finally, verbs. Verbs can also show us examples. So if we take this sentence and we read it, the examples of fast food restaurants, Burger King, Taco Bell, and McDonald's, illustrate or show or exemplify, from the word example, that how popular these foods are all over the world. So when we see a word like show, illustrate, and exemplify, they show us, they are signaling us that it has to do with examples. So now you're all experts on examples.